Hi guys, and thanks for joining me for episode 3 of Missing Pieces. Today I'm going to be discussing the case of Alexis Gabe, who has been missing in California since January 26th. Alexis is a 24-year-old nursing student who lives with her parents in Oakley, California. They describe her as a very sweet, happy, and responsible person who loves drawing, photography, and fashion. She had even received a degree as an EKG technician from Contra Costa Medical College. On January 26th, she left home around 6:30 p.m. to visit her ex-boyfriend, Marshall Curtis Jones III. The pair had dated for about 3 years and had broken up in November 2021, but still saw each other from time to time. Alexis traveled to his home on Bent Tree Way in Antioch, California, and her family didn't hear from her for the rest of the night. Alexis's father would often wait up for her, but that night both her parents were battling COVID-19 and had gone to bed early. They were alarmed in the morning, however, to find their 15-year-old son still at home, as it was one of Alexis's responsibilities to make sure her brother got to and from school. Their son informed them that he had tried texting Alexis, but she had not replied. They immediately called Marshall, but he claimed that she had left his house around 9 p.m. and was headed to her best friend's house. They then called the best friend, but she seemed confused that Marshall would say that, as Alexis knew that her friend was out of town in Sacramento at the time. Because they were being quarantined, Alexis's parents asked their eldest son to file a missing persons report, and they quickly started calling relatives to organize a search party. But Alexis never came home, and no one has seen her since. Alexis's light blue Infiniti coupe was found later that same day, abandoned at the intersection of Trenton Street and Carrington Drive in Oakley, about 5 minutes from her house. The driver's side door was wide open and the keys were still in the ignition, but she was nowhere to be seen. Despite the quarantine, her parents rushed over there and asked their son to check the trunk. It was empty. Police discovered that Alexis was last seen on security footage captured at a gas station on Lone Tree Way in Antioch in the early evening of January 26th. Security footage was also uncovered that shows an unidentified male walking away from where Alexis's car was dumped, and it is believed that he likely drove it there. This mystery man is said to be about 5'11" to 6 feet tall, with dark skin and a slim build. He is pictured in the surveillance footage wearing a large jacket, beanie, and face mask with his beard sticking out, and was pictured walking away from the car and back towards Antioch. Authorities believe that this individual may be Marshall. On February 4th, authorities obtained a search warrant for Marshall's home and seized several bags of evidence, as well as a vacuum cleaner. They searched the home again in May and were also given permission to wiretap his phone. These recordings, along with surveillance footage, cellular data, and DNA samples, were submitted for criminal referral on May 25th, and on May 26th, the district attorney's office filed murder charges. On June 1st, they attempted to serve Marshall with an arrest warrant for Alexis's disappearance. However, Marshall had fled to Kent, Washington, a suburb of Seattle, just days after Alexis was reported missing. Oakley police coordinated their efforts with officers in Washington, and Marshall was located at an apartment complex. He had been staying there with a woman who told interviewers that Marshall was her best friend. Officers arrived on scene to serve him with the arrest warrant, but when Marshall opened the door, he immediately charged at the officers with a knife, and they opened fire in return. Medical efforts were made, but Marshall was announced dead at the scene. Kent police have released footage of the arrest attempt, but be forewarned that this video contains disturbing scenes that may not be suitable for all audiences. Proceed viewing with caution.
I've got that window in. Open the door. Door slowly. Open the door and do it now. Open the door and do it now.
You done?
You're under arrest. Open the door and do it now.
Come out.
My hit.
Yeah, came to the door with a knife.
The following day, Oakley police stated in a press conference that they believe Alexis was murdered, even though her body has not been found. Police found a large amount of digital and forensic evidence that led them to this conclusion, including locating Alexis's distinct Tupac Shakur cell phone case on the side of the road near where her car had been left. Marshall's DNA was discovered on the case, but the phone itself was missing. Police also say that Alexis's car was equipped with GPS, and the system showed that the car had been driven from Marshall's home directly to where it was abandoned. Despite what the police believe about Alexis's demise, her family has vowed to keep her alive in their minds and hearts until she is found. Law enforcement and volunteers have conducted extensive searches of the surrounding area, including the Sacramento-San Joaquin Delta, a 700-mile maze of sloughs and waterways surrounding more than 60 leveed tracts and islands. Many of these areas are privately owned, though, and search organizers have reached out to the public for help, asking individuals with access to delta waterways, levees, shoreline, and accompanying outbuildings to search these locations for any signs of Alexis. Alexis is 5'7" and 170 pounds, with long black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a white tank top, black pants, white and green shoes, and a black and silver hoodie. Anyone with information regarding her disappearance is asked to call the Oakley Police Department. A $100,000 reward is still being offered for any information that helps to find Alexis. Whether she is alive or not, she deserves to be reunited with her loved ones. Police hope that with the news of Marshall's death, someone who knows something will feel more empowered to come forward.